Welcome back to the second half of action, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I am Brent Woolard, joined up at the booth now for the third quarter, as we often do when we run into our partners over at KITZ. I'm joined by Stacy. Stacy, forgive me, I forget your last name.
Edwards.
Edwards. Stacy Edwards going to join us here for the third quarter. KITZ crew, Dan Gilmore doing the radio call tonight for KITZ. And it was a little loud. So we're switching out in the third quarter, as we often do when we run into each other. So let's throw it down to Pat Duncan on the sidelines.
Hey guys, second half, look for a lot more CK coming at them. They are fired up and not quite the scoring we expected, but every bit as much of a hard-hitting rivalry as we can expect.
All right, thanks, Pat. Pat down there in the driving mist tonight. The wind howling to the north, and that is from our right to our left. And Central Kitsap, Stacy, will take over. They'll get the first possession here in the second half. What do you expect?
I expect them to go back and attack that weak side, line up with their strength to the right, or the tight end right, or two receivers to the right, and then keep trying to attack that right side or the left side of the Central Kitsap defense. Both touchdowns that they scored came off of that left side, right in that 5-hole. So I'll look for them to go back to it and see if South Kitsap was able to make some sort of adjustment at halftime.
All right, Stacy, I got to say I agree with you, and I think South needs to go back to that power running on the right side. They had that seal going for a while and up the middle. They had it going as well early, too. For some reason, it seemed like they kind of abandoned that outside running.
Well, I think when they got the ball way back in their territory, they just got a little bit off balance. And I think they got a little freaked out about something potentially going wrong. They wanted to just kind of get the ball away from the end zone, and I think it got them a little bit off balance. I think they're going to go back to it. That's their bread and butter. That's what they're known for. And they've got a new coach, and they've run a few different plays, and maybe you've seen them run in the past, but they're still a power running football team.
All right, and as we get ready to start the second half, let me throw some halftime scores at you from around the Olympic League. North Kitsap leading Olympic 14-0. Kingston 34-0 over Port Angeles. Bremerton 20 over Klahowya 13. That's a close game at halftime. And Sequim 6-0 over North Mason. So Kingston and North Kitsap keeping pace with each other, tied for that second slot, and Kingston owns the tiebreaker with the win that we were able to call for you here a week ago. As we get set to kick off, South Kitsap's number 17, R.J. Poland, gets set to kick to Schwederman and Cleveland back deep for the Cougars. This third quarter is underway. Here is a squib kick, and fallen upon by the Cougars, number 24, Demetrius Hill. Good snag by Demetrius, and the Cougars will take over at the 33-yard line.
Well, a good job of just getting down on that football. Anytime you're on artificial turf, even field turf, that ball can sometimes get a little squirrely. Good job of securing it, just getting down and giving your offense an opportunity to go down and continue what they did at the end of that second quarter.
LaFontaine under center for the Cougars here to start the second half. Pitch out to Nick Zawadzki, and he will power through tackles nearly to midfield down to the 48-yard line. Zawadzki picks up where he left off, Stacy.
Same play. Well, that time it was a toss, but that same side. Central Kitsap has found something on that right side of the South Kitsap defense, and they're not going to stop until South Kitsap fixes it.
That's right, shores it up. And I know Coach Keel was getting upset at the left side of his defensive line, but looks like they shored that up on the CK side. It'd be interesting to see when South gets the ball how they attack. LaFontaine in the shotgun. Two receivers to his right, Zawadzki behind him, and he'll hand it off out of the shotgun. Zawadzki again with a big run up the middle, and he's finally brought down by number 9 of South Kitsap, Logan Knowles.
And I'm not sure what happened. Beard, number 51 for South Kitsap, who's going to come out of the game, just ran right by the running back. He read the play, he stepped into the hole, but you got to deliver the blow. Didn't do it, and Zawadzki was able to pick up a big gain.
First down for the Cougars. Clock running here, 11:08. Cougars lead 14-8 here in this critical last game of the regular season. The winner gets a home playoff game. Pitch to Zawadzki, probing the left side, bouncing it to the outside, stiff arms, and drags it down to the 35-yard line, tackled by number 3, Nick Stoner.
See, South Kitsap has got to get penetration when they come towards them. They're sitting back and letting the blocks get into their bodies. You can't do that. You've got to come out, deliver a blow, shed the block, and get your outside arm free and force it back inside to your linebackers. They're not doing it. And if they don't start, Central Kitsap is just going to continue running the ball down their throat.
KITZ Stacy Edwards joining me for the third quarter with the excellent insight into the game of football. Handoff again to Zawadzki up the middle. He's tripped up. It'll be a short gain, actually barely a yard. Actually, that'll be enough for the first down. A 3-yard gain. It'll be a first down. Cougars at the 31-yard line.
That's all they needed. And, again, you come into this game, most of us thought that maybe things would have been, maybe the score wouldn't have been different, but the way that it's being done would have been different. It's been ground game, ground and pound, punch them in the mouth with Central Kitsap, and that's more of a South Kitsap style of play.
3 down linemen, 2 linebackers crowd the outside, 2 crowd the middle for South Kitsap. Fake the pitch, hand it off to the fullback, and he's going to be dropped for a loss by number 21, Svetkov.
Good job of reading down block, and he saw the counter. He didn't get too often as a linebacker. When you see that counter and you see that hole open up, you want to step in there, but you've got to be careful because you know that there's a guard pulling, and often that guard will kick you out. A good job of being patient, taking on that block, and then fighting off and making the tackle.
Cody LaFontaine breaks the huddle. Zawadzki in the backfield, second down, 10 yards to go. 2 receivers to the right. Motion to the left, powered up on the left side. He's going to throw the ball. He's got a man, and it's going to be a short gain, about a yard gain for number 10, Schweiderman,
but he made the right throw. His number 1 and 2 reads were not open. South Kitsap did a good job of not covering real estate, so they got depth to force that short throw. You come up and you deliver the blow, and you minimize the opportunities of the quarterback.
And remarkable for South defense, considering that the pounding they were taking on the run, they were able to react to the pass and choke that off. So huge play here, 3rd down and 9. Huge play for the Wolves. The Cougars on the 31-yard line. Man in motion is Schweiderman. LaFontaine drops back. He's looking to throw the ball. He's got a man open down on the goal line, and it is caught. No, they're saying out of bounds. We have an argument. No, now the back judge is agreeing and saying out of bounds.
Well,
and the Boo Birds are out here at CK.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have a monitor to see if he was right, and we're a ways away from the play, so we can give the stripes the benefit of the doubt. But when they go back and look at the film, the tight end running down the seam was wide open.
I saw that. You were pointing at him as we were making the call. But really, there were 2 open receivers.
Yeah, there were 2 open, but I think Cleveland, with that speed, came open a little late, where I think the pass would have been a little simpler if he would have went to the guy on the seam.
It's 4th down and 9, Stacy, and they are going for it.
Why not? You're not going to gain much from a punt, probably about a 10-yard net gain if they punted in this situation.
All right, we got the 2 backs with LaFontaine. LaFontaine's going to roll out, going to try to find, almost looking like they were going to throw a screen, but he throws it too low, and that was for number 88, Taylor Sodi. And that wasn't going anywhere as low as it was thrown anyway. So the Wolves tighten up on defense and stop the tide here on the 31-yard line.
Yeah, I still would like to see what happens in the next series and see if South Kitsap has really diagnosed what problems they have on the right side of that defensive line, because Central Kitsap still had a lot of success on that drive. Here we go. Let's see what happens now.
CK had a lot of success until they went away from the run. So number 7, Kevin Watley, hands it off to number 25, and what a shot Schwieterman comes in and takes the legs right out from under the running back, Adam Gascoigne.
That's how you feel. That's how you feel from that safety spot. He read it and he flew up. Now he's got to be careful because what that's going to tell the offensive coordinator is play action pass may be available to him. Because he came up like a bat out of you know where and made a great play from the safety spot.
Schwieterman now going to go into man coverage on one of the slot receiver to the right. Handoff up the middle to Gascoigne again, and he'll get back. All he lost on the first carry and then a yard. It's going to be a 3rd and 9.
Well, the one thing about South Kitsap, they're always going to dance with the girl that they took to the dance. Every time. They're not going to get away from the running game regardless what the situation is. So, and that's one of the things that makes them so dangerous is that sometimes you might fall asleep a little bit there.
Go ahead, Pat.
Hey, Coach Keel's down here yelling at the referee saying that the fullback is coming in, starting a little bit too early. No fullback on this play, but keep an eye on that.
All right, a new running back in the backfield, number 23 for South. He's blocking, throwing the ball down the field, and picked off by Schwieterman. Picked off by Schwieterman. Nice catch by Schwieterman, too.
Bad idea, and here's what was bad about it. You line up in a situation where they know you're going to throw the ball. You come out in a spread situation. So why not go play action? They were trying to suck the safety Schwieterman in, but there was no play action to suck him in. So it was the easy center field play for him.
Schwieterman read that pass all the way and got in front of the intended receiver. Go ahead, Pat.
And don't forget, Schwieterman also had the tackle for a loss early on. So big stand for him and that Cougar defense.
Yeah.
Zawadzki, LaFontaine, 2 receivers to the right, tight end to the right, power right. And a pitch, and it's to the right for Zawadzki, and he is met and dropped by 2. South Kitsap Wolves, number 51 and number 24, Lil Kalima.
Beard and Kalima. Kalima coming in from his corner. He was a cover 2 squat corner, so his responsibilities are the flats in a passing situation, so he should be there to force that edge. And a good job that time of Beard of flowing downhill and making that play.
Clock running, 6:20 to go here in the 3rd quarter. 14-8, Cougars with the lead and the ball. LaFontaine under center. Pitching out to Zawadzki. Zawadzki has room around the corner, and he will force it to the 50-yard line over midfield, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
Again, look at the side of the field that they ran to. Running to that right, their left, that's where their bread and butter is. Don't get away from it. It's like a scab as a kid. It seems like everybody's always pushing on it. That's what you got to do. Just keep pushing and pushing them there because they can't stop them.
Stacey.
Yeah, you can't stop. They cannot stop you.
I got to agree with you.
That way.
I got to agree with you. And early on, it looked like CK wasn't going to be able to stop the Wolves' run to the right side, to their left. Cody LaFontaine under center takes the snap, hands it off to Zawadzki. Zawadzki is stopped and falls forward, and he's going to be a yard short. Great tackle made by number 25 of South Kitsap, Gascoigne. And it's going to be 4th and a half a yard.
What do you do?
They are going for it.
Pat down there on the sidelines. Coach Keel talking to Schwieterman and Cleveland, and they bring the play in.
Here we go.
Also out on the field for the Cougs, number 8, Tyler Parker.
Rolling the dice here, Coach Keel. And
you know, this would be, all right, so LaFontaine in the short shotgun, 3 yards back. He'll hand it off and first down and then some for Zawadzki as he's going up the sidelines and forced out of bounds by Gascoigne down to the 21-yard line.
Oh, boy.
Pat, you might want to mosey over to the other side of the field and see what is going on the South Kitsap side.
Okay. Could you guys hear me good when I was over there earlier?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, because, you know, we've seen the momentum shift here.
Right.
Early it was all South, then it was CK. So we got to see if South can recapture that momentum because Cougars now threatening with a 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line here late in the 3rd quarter. Up 14-8. New back in the backfield, number 43 for the Cougars, trying to run it outside. And he's brought down by number 14, Devin Norquist. And that runner is Terrell Anderson for Central Kitsap.
Again, attacking that side, but I think you got to hit that more north-south and not try to get east-west on them. Just get into that hole and attack. That's where you have your success running against that defense, at least on that side of the field. You know, South Kitsap has got to get out of that cover 2 shell. They've got to get another guy down in the box area if they want to slow these guys down.
Zawadzki back at halfback, 2nd down, 10 yards to go. CK going for a pass. LaFontaine going to hold it and take it himself, and he'll pick up 4 yards, going to bring a 3rd rather, and 6 yards to go.
Yeah, good decision making. There was no one there. He didn't have anybody open, and so he did the only thing he could do was tuck it and run. Now, Brent, you guys have seen Central Kitsap more than we have this year. And
not this year. This is the first time.
Oh, really? This is your first? This is our 2nd time.
Yep.
So we're trying to figure out what's happened here with the, you know, it's the tale of 2 quarterbacks. Don't know why they started with one and went to the other. And we saw South Kitsap a week ago, and they did a similar situation.
Well, I'll tell you why they shifted quarterbacks here in a second. Pitch out to Zawadzki, and Zawadzki has met and dropped. Great defensive play by Nick Stoner for South Kitsap. Talked to Coach Kill before the game tonight, and what had happened is in week 5, Cody LaFontaine was injured.
Okay.
A leg injury, brought out of the game. So number 7 replaced him. Number 4, rather, Riley Pascal. And Riley finished that game, and then these last 2 games where Cody was not in the picture at all.
Right.
Tonight is the first night Cody was eligible to come back to play. So Coach had Pascal start and then was getting to get LaFontaine some reps. It wasn't a design to have 2 guys. It was injury all the way. So LaFontaine drops back. Caught over the middle, number 86. It's fumbled and picked up by South. And there's that momentum we were talking about. It was 4th down anyway. Pat.
Hey, I'm over here in what you'd call the Wolves' Den. And these guys, as you can tell, are going insane. What a strip on that play.
All right, thanks, Pat. Now, that was 4th down, and the ball was thrown short of the line to gain. So it was going to be Wolf ball anyway. However, that fumble, the strip, the recovery gives them a little bit of encouragement.
You know, momentum. The further you get up in the football chain as you get into college, the kids are better prepared to handle those momentum shifts. At the high school level, it means a lot. It energizes them. It gives them that resurgence of adrenaline to get them to believe that, here, we made a big play, now let's do something with it.
The desire to get off the block. Hand it off to big number 23 up the middle, and he's going to have 7 yards until he's still fighting. Takes the whole host of Cougars to finally push him out of bounds. Number 23.
DeWalt, Rashad DeWalt.
Marshawn DeWalt, he was the guy, Pat, we were looking at pregame thinking, boy, if that guy ever gets the ball in his hand, you ain't ever going to stop him.
Well, we've seen him a few times. Here's the situation with him. He's only a sophomore, and he is a bowling ball. They list him right around 5'5", 220. I'm guessing he's probably 5'3", 240.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of troubles this year holding on to the football, and so you haven't seen him as much late in the year.
Kevin Watley, 2 backs behind him. Handed off to Gascoigne. Gascoigne forces his way past the 1st down marker up to the 41-yard line. And they're going to stop the clock while they move the chains. Pat, how's it looking over there on that South Kitsap sideline?
Well, this is only a 1-score game, and they're every bit into this. They do travel well. There's a huge amount of fans over here that are getting loud for their team.
I see that. And they're getting wet for their team.
Well, South Kitsap traditionally also has one of the larger enrollments as far as the student body goes in the state.
Pitch out to Gascoigne. Probing the outside. Huge gain against 7-8. 9 yards on 1st down. Now they've gone back to what was working well for them early as we approach the 140 mark here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, you see those gold helmets on the field. Those kids in the gold helmets have them for a reason. And you got all 5 of you guys up front with those gold helmets. You probably want to use them. and get those kids out there doing what they do best, which is block.
The 5 linemen and the fullback with the gold helmets.
Yep.
Watley hands it off to Big.
Walt.
Oh, it's a fumble and taken in by the Cougars, number 27. Cougars popped up. Greg Cleveland grabbed the ball out of the air, and the Cougars get one back.
We talked earlier, just 3 plays earlier, about his troubles that he's had this year holding on to the football. When they gave him the ball early, I saw him hold both hands around it. That time, he had it in the bread basket. Somebody came in and popped it and shot straight up in the air. He's only a sophomore, and he's probably used to just running over everybody out in the field. When you get to the high school level, you've got to know when you can keep it in one arm and when you've got to cover it up with 2.
Cody LaFontaine lines up under center. Power to the left. Pitch out to Zawadzki, running left. He's got a lot of room. Past the first down marker. Pushed ahead by the Wolves, and off he goes with Cleveland escorting into the end zone. No flags.
Well, bad angles and great blocking. Bad angles by South Kitsap and great blocking by Central Kitsap. See Schwieterman on the sideline getting pumped up. He should be. Bad, horrible tackling angles. Whenever you come up in a fourth situation as a defense, you've got to keep your outside arm free. Everything has to go inside you. The minute a tailback gets outside, danger can happen.
What was interesting as he was approaching the last group of Wolves as they kicked the extra point here, he hit the 3 of them together and they essentially pushed him past them. And I don't know what the failed technique was. It looks like it's going to be an offsides on the extra point here. You know what I'm saying? How did he come out of that hole in front of everybody?
Well, the first thing that went wrong is when the strong safety came up to take on Schwieterman, he should have took him on his outside shoulder. He flew up and thought that he could get inside. Schwieterman didn't have to get as much of it.
And Schwieterman, by the way, was getting a lot of high fives on the sideline.
Yeah, because of that block. Just that little bit of a block allowed him to get outside, and when he got outside, the pursuit was already coming from behind, and he had momentum. They just didn't have enough to get him down to the ground.
We get set here to kick the extra point. Cougars number 12 is up and good, and Hudson Keffer with 3 points on the night. So 56 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Cougars up 21-8 over South Kitsap. Pat.
Yeah, I heard Stacy talking about angles, which is kind of funny because I'm standing next to Coach, is it Coach Canton for the Wolves here?
Yes.
And that's exactly what he was talking about. Was he was yelling something about angles, tackles, spit a couple times, kick the ground. Definitely not happy, and they got some work to do over here.
So it's a 2-touchdown lead essentially for the Cougars over the Wolves. And again, tonight's game, the meaningful part of this game is that the winner will host the first round of the playoffs. The loser will travel.
Right, and for South Kitsap, they could fall all the way down to that 4th slot.
Absolutely, if Olympia wins.
If Olympia wins, they would fall all the way down to 4, and so you really don't want to be in that situation.
You're going to travel throughout the playoffs. So the Cougars getting set. Hudson Keffer kicking to the 2 starting running backs. Gascoigne and Broom. A short kick, and it will be taken by Broom. Bobbled at the 20, to the 25, weaving to the 30, to the 35. Runs into his own man, to the 40, to the almost to midfield, to the 49-yard line. If he doesn't run into his own man,
who knows?
He might still be running, Stacy.
Well, often on those short kicks when it bobbles, the kickoff team can overrun it, and different creases and angles will open up for a runner in that situation. So now here's what's interesting. It looks like they have DeWalt still in the game, and you would think, after making a mistake that big, and he's made a couple of them, that they might figure on pulling him out, but now they've got him still in the game, this time as a fullback.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, Gascoigne's behind him, and that's who will get the ball. Gascoigne Off the left side, another big hitter, nearly first down yardage. I think he's going to be about a football length short.
Yeah, good blocking up front. Good job of DeWalt getting some of that frustration out from that fumble. You feel sorry for a kid. And I go back to him because we've seen him 3 or 4 times, and he's fumbled 3 or 4 times. I think every game we've seen him in, he's fumbled. But you can see the talent in there, and once that kid puts it all together, he'll be a force to reckon with in this Narrows League. Absolutely.
He's got the body style for it, certainly. Handoff again to Gascoigne. He's got the first down. He moves the pile ahead for a gain of 5. It's going to be first down and 10 at the 36-yard line as we're going to end the third quarter here. And Stacey Edwards and our friends at KITZ, thanks for joining us.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
Okay, we'll swap it out. Norm Johnson will be back here as we get set to start the fourth quarter. We're going to change tapes and be back with that fourth quarter shortly. And we're back. It's time to start the fourth quarter. Let me throw it down to Patrick Duncan on the sidelines. Pat, go ahead. Pat? You can't hear me?
Oh, Pat.
We'll get Pat when we get in contact with him. So how'd you like working the live radio there for a while, Norm?
Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Oh. This is going to be a big drive. You know, if South can score here, that's going to put a real nail biter.
Oh yeah.
Quarter together.
Handed off to Gascoigne, the workhorse here, and he's brought down after a short gain by the Cougars' number 5, Austin Rogers, who met him about 5 yards into it and rolled him over.
That Gascoigne, I'm impressed with him. He's an awful hard runner. And he's got a big line to run behind.
This just in, Olympia leading Yelm 29-13. So in all likelihood, they're going to win that game. And if South can't win, they'll drop all the way to that 4th spot.
They've got a lot riding on this game.
Kevin Watley under center. Hands it, fakes the handoff. He's looking to throw the ball. Throws it high.
Another high one over the head of, who was that? Number 3, Stoner.
And Anthony Colon had a shot. If he'd have played off a little bit on that, he might have come away with an interception.
You know, we've had a lot of turnovers in here. When we talked before the game, we thought turnovers were going to be a key, and that last turnover by South led to Cougar points.
7 points.
You know, that's tough. But
Zawadzki has got it going. In the backfield for South is Broom. And again with number 25, it's going to be a short run. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short. Adam Gascoigne, the senior workhorse tonight.
He met Channing Martin. That was a pretty good collision right there, and I think that Channing might have got the worst of that one. He was a little slower getting up.
You know, Gascoigne, for the amount of yards he piles up, he's not a big guy. I mean, he's earning these things the hard way.
They brought the big man in there, Coleman Hansen, 6'3", 270-pounder. Bringing him in, they think they're going to be running up the middle.
Broom in the fullback position. Gascoigne, halfback. Handed off up the middle. And Gascoigne's got the first down and then some, down to the 14 to the 13-yard line.
You know, CK brought some big beef up there inside, and they were still able to split them. And Gascoigne, again, that hard running style just ran downfield.
10:24. Clock stops temporarily while we move the chains, and now it runs as number 7, Kevin Watley, brings the play in from the sidelines. Critical drive for South Kitsap. Down 21-8 in the 4th. Watley fakes the handoff. He's looking to throw the ball. He's got some pressure. And it's a Oh, nearly a touchdown. The defender did not even see the ball coming. Nick Stoner could not find the handle.
I can't see who that was that swatted that at the last second.
That was number 35 for the
Vaughn
Cougars.
Beebe. Wow, what a play. What a play.
And with this mist that continues to fall, although it's not a lot of rain, that ball is really slick.
It's amazing. It's like standing in front of one of those cooler machines on a hot NFL sideline. Gascoigne up the middle, and this time he's dropped by big Mr. 72. Coleman Hanson grabs him.
Big 270-pounder.
Grabbed him, said hello, and laid him down to rest at the 11-yard line. 3rd down for the Wolves.
That mist might be hard to see on the camera, but it is a
when we get a stoppage, Norm, we'll have Spencer Henderson roll the camera up to the lights, and maybe the people watching at home can see. It's just a light mist, but the air is full of it. Watley gonna try to pass again.
Oh.
Nearly picked off.
You know, Tyler Parker almost took that back. He read that very well.
4th
that was a
down,
dangerous play.
8 yards to go, and it's a 13-point game, so I mean, you could kick the field goal here and make it an 11-point game, but they are going to go for it. Critical play.
Check your math. 13-point game.
Yeah,
If they kick a field goal,
it's a 10-point game.
there you
Yeah. Thanks for checking me there.
Still 2 scores either way there.
Yeah, the Wolves are going to think about it, though.
Boy. Yeah, they still got to get 2. I think they probably have to go for it here. You know, even a field goal is not a sure thing here at a high school level. So
No.
I think they've got to go for it.
No, but 4th and 7.
Tough. This is that's why they called the timeout. This is a tough call for a coach.
The line to gain's about the 3.5. Pat, what's the talk down there in the Cougar
Well,
huddle?
as you might imagine, being 4th down, they're telling them to play tight coverage and just stick to your gaps.
Smart play. The gaps are what's killing them there, those A gaps. That's what Gascoigne's been hitting all night, mainly on the left side.
Boy, I'd be surprised if they run it up the middle.
I'm not sure I don't send in the jailbreak if I'm Coach Keel on this one. It's going to be a pass play. He's thinking about running, getting some pressure, and evades 2 guys and skips it off the ground. No flags, Cougar ball. Boy, he had some chances,
Wow.
did Watley.
You know, that was interesting. He was looking to his left the whole time, where I think he only had 1 receiver. All of his receivers were the wide side of the field and the right side. And the Cougars were kind of shut that down, and he tried to make a play, but for 4th down, that's pretty tough. That's pretty tough. This could turn out to be a really big play if the Cougars can take some time off the clock, get about 3 or 4 first downs. That could be a very, very big play.
LaFontaine has been the quarterback since relieving. Hands it off to Zawadzki. Zawadzki slips 1 tackle, not the second, and he'll bring the ball up for a gain of about 3, but it'll also burn about 30 seconds, Norm.
You know, obviously, South Kitsap has got to get that ball back as soon as possible.
Absolutely,
And
Pat.
as Norm, as you were talking about the time, and right now it looks like Zawadzki
We got an
is
injury.
down. He's looked like he's cramping up down here. But 4 or 5 guys it takes to bring him down every time. First contact, no go. He just keeps rolling. So
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that calf might be tightening up on him a bit, Pat.
yeah, they're gonna take him back, have him stretch it out a little bit.
Need to get some
Bring in
electrolytes.
Cleveland with the play here.
In comes Cleveland.
Might be those hot pink socks he's wearing.
In number 43 for the Cougars, Terrell Anderson. Single back, Terrell Anderson. And he'll take the handoff and fumble. He recovered his own fumble at the 15-yard line.
Yeah,
no
fortunate
gain.
bounce right back into
Boy,
it. Very fortunate.
That could really have changed the momentum here if South was able to get that at that position of the field. Right now, the Cougars have that momentum, I think, right here in the fourth quarter, but boy, that would have shifted gears.
Cleveland, number 27, bringing the play in from the sideline. 7:53, the clock counts. Fourth quarter. LaFontaine now in the shotgun. Hands it off up the middle, and it's going to be short of the first down by about 3 yards. Punting situation here. It's going to be 4th and 3 as the ball was carried by number 43, Trill Anderson.
That's exactly what South needed to do right there, is stop them 3 and out if they do in fact punt this ball. Christian Miller hasn't had a real good night punting.
Adam Gascoigne and Broom back deep. Gascoigne going to take the ball at the 40-yard line, and he'll be stopped at the 39-yard line.
That's a big pile of orange right there around Gascoigne. But a lot of times that's what it takes to bring him down. He's a tough runner. Now South has really good field position. Look at them. They're on the 39-yard line going in.
That's right, down by 2 touchdowns to 13 points to be precise. 7 minutes and 5 seconds to go. Pat, what's the word on Zawadzki?
He'll be back in next series again. Yeah, they're just cramping up, so they're stretching it, getting some water.
So they got Marshad DeWalt in. He's a sophomore, but my goodness, is he a tough one to bring down.
Well, he's fumbled tonight, so they fake the handoff to DeWalt. Tip ball, and it is caught by Broom, and he is dropped for about a 1-yard gain.
I didn't see who got a hand on that. That was a nice play. That might have gone for some more yards if the ball didn't tear him and hang out in the air for a while. The defender was able to come out and make the play very quickly.
If you're South Kitsap, I really got to wonder why you're not handing it off to number 25 here.
25 is not even in. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Brent.
Again, a passing play for South, looking for the open man, throws it to the sideline, throws it over his head and out of bounds.
We've seen a lot of balls go over the head. I keep thinking that comment. We haven't seen a lot of passes today, but a lot of them are awful high.
Tom Simpson, the intended receiver, now a 3rd and long, 3rd and 9. And now
South can't afford to give this ball up here. They need to sustain a drive. They're going to be in trouble.
definitely 4-down territory here, so they got 2 tries to get 9 yards.
Yep.
Gascoigne back in at halfback, and I got to think he's going to be getting a touch.
Let's see. 3-man line.
And he will hand it off to Gascoigne. Running up the middle, got the first down and then some. To the corner, to the edge, down to the 13-yard line goes Gascoigne and out of bounds.
Nice call, nice execution there by the South Kitsap team. And nice running.
And the gaps, Pat, was it you that was talking about it? That's that A gap left side of the center. Busting another big one for Gascoigne.
You even knew that one. I think everybody knew where that ball was going or who that ball was going to in that last play, but couldn't stop him anyway.
Handed off up the middle to Gascoigne. He's going to bounce it outside. I think he's going to be forced out of bounds at about the 2. I was going to say I think he's going to be able to turn the corner, but he was not able to. So
it's going to be a holding flag.
Oh boy.
I did not see the flag. So it's down at the 13-yard line. So that's going to push him back to the 23.
Oh, that's a big play that gets called back for the South squad. That's going to hurt.
Schwederman on the sidelines getting a cramp stretched out. Norm?
You don't see this in this kind of weather. You see that
in the hot weather.
In the hot weather, and I see Nick Zawadzki down there still stretching his calf too.
Yeah,
they're not getting their electrolytes.
He's put a lot of miles on them calves tonight.
Boy, this is a lot for South squad to overcome, but it's 1st and 20. They got 4 yards.
Interesting here. They've put Broom in the halfback position, and he'll take the pitch, and met and dropped at the 19-yard line. Clock running, 6 and counting, 6 minutes. Fourth quarter, 21-8, Central Kitsap leads. The winner of this game hosts a playoff game. The loser travels for a playoff game.
You know, they had little Marshad DeWalt out there leading, and boy, he took got somebody on, and he's so short, he got under his pads, just lift him up off the ground, put him on his back. That's
Go ahead.
Powerful little
Blake
guy.
coming in here. I'm over on the south sidelines. Looks like they're going something to the corners.
Okay. Gascoigne in at halfback. They're looking to throw the ball. He's got an open receiver, and he's got him. First down yardage down to the 11-yard line.
No.
Blown dead.
No, not first down.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Just past the original line of scrimmage.
Now we got
Norm.
3rd and 8 or 9.
Yep. Going to be a 3rd and about 7.
But like you've said, this is still 2-down territory, so they really could run this twice, the way they've been running.
Clock at 4:57 and counting.
All right, so Brant, how do you defend this? Are they running it?
They're probably going to run it up the middle.
I think you're probably right.
Gascoigne going to take the pitch, going to probe that right side, and he's going to be met and dropped just short of the first down to the 5-yard line. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 1.5. 4th down rather, and 1.5. Boy, I'm losing it here at the end of the game. Clock running, 4:30.
How many timeouts do we have left for the squads?
South Kitsap with 2, Central with all 3.
Okay.
Broom and Gascoigne in the backfield for the Wolves. Handoff, touchdown, Gascoigne.
They actually made that look pretty easy.
South Kitsap going for 2 here.
Zawadzki walking here in front of the booth at about midfield, trying to get that calf loosened up. No field goals for South Kitsap tonight.
Hey, South going for 2 here, and it sounds like the exact same play they just ran. Something called that Alex 2, so that's what they said last time. So look for a run up the middle.
Yeah, a handoff to Gascoigne. Actually, who's not in. Marchand is in. DeWalt Marchand. You call him the bowling ball. Looks like it might be a timeout. Delay of game against South. That hurts. That pushes them back to the 8-yard line.
Now, I wasn't paying attention, but who do you think that was? Did they get that play in late?
Yeah, well, I mean, getting the play in and then getting set, all you got to do is look at the back judge. Go ahead, Pat.
Interesting, they did not change the play call. They're going with the same play they were going last time.
All right. Pitch out to the right. It's a halfback throw. Almost caught and dropped by number 8, Tom Simpson. Pass thrown by DeWalt Marchand.
Boy, that was close. That was a pretty good play.
I said DeWalt Marchand. It's Marchand DeWalt. One roster has the first and last, and the next one has the last and first. So they have 14-21, so a 7-point game here. So even if South can get the touchdown, you know they're going to go for 2. So it'll make that conversion really the key to the game if CK ends up giving the ball up here before they can put something on the board.
Well, this could be a nail biter.
That's the way we like them.
But if the Cougars can get, what are they going to need? Probably if they get 2 first downs, that's going to be tough. South's really going to need them to have a 3 and out.
And in on the return team goes Zawadzki. Pat.
I'll bet we see him lining up a tailback when we come back.
Absolutely. Go ahead, Pat.
Over here, they're just trying to tell their kids a long ways to go. They're still in it. I believe they are going to try to kick it deep here. Nothing onside to try to play the field position game.
All right, thank you, Pat. Back deep is Zawadzki for Central. Here comes the kick, and it's going to be kicked into the end zone, and the Cougars will take over at the 20. In high school ball, as soon as it crosses that goal line, it's a touchback.
Okay.
No question. You can't run it out.
I was wondering why he wasn't hustling onto that ball.
It's one of those minor quirks between pro and college and high school. So I think we know what the play call is going to be here.
4:08. I'm going to bet that in the next few calls we see number 28 with his hands on the ball. What do you think?
Yes, Coach Keel is going to play clock. He's going to play the clock. Zawadzki with an escort, number 34, Andrew Kane, in the backfield with him, and he slides that tight end over. Maximum protection for Zawadzki, 2 hands on the ball. He pushes it up to the 26.
You know, gain of 6.
Just what the doctor ordered. It's not the gain, it's the 30, 40 seconds he gets out of it.
This is going to be a battle of wills at that line because you know what's coming. That South knows what's coming. This ball is not going to be put in the air. It may go wide, but it's going to be a run, and they know who to.
And again, 2-back set for LaFontaine. Puts a man in motion. Hands it off to Zawadzki, probing the middle. He's got the first down, and then a little bit more up to the 32. Clock ticking, 3:20.
You know, that almost was too fast of a first down. Didn't take enough time off that clock.
They're going to probe that left side again. LaFontaine bringing the play in from the sideline. Cody LaFontaine, the senior, 6 foot, 170-pound quarterback.
They haven't forced SK to use a timeout yet either.
Nick Zawadzki, 5'11", 170. 3 men blocking for him right off the line. And what are they calling
Motion
here?
of some sort.
Looked like the up back started going before the play.
Yep.
Number 88.
Senior.
Ball start against the Cougars.
Those are the kind of plays that drive the coach nuts. For as much as this is the true 2-minute drill for South, it is also the 2-minute drill for CK.
Well, if you look at the clock, it's actually going to be the 3-minute drill.
It is, but the key is kill clock for CK, save clock for South. Pat, go ahead.
Weak left off tackle coming in here from Coach Keel.
You know, they're going to need to force South to use those timeouts on this drive, I
Weak
think.
side left off tackle. Interesting call. And he decides instead to go straight up the gut, and he will pick up the yardage from the foul and then some, and that's going to bring up a second down and about 9 yards to go as the South Kitsap Wolves call their second timeout. They have 1 remaining.
Okay. That's going to be in CK's plan, get them to use those timeouts.
I think another first down could ice it, Norm.
So let's see. 2 more plays could run off. What's the seconds clock? Is there 40-second clock in high school?
Pat, how many seconds technically is the clock? But you also have to remember they won't wind the clock until they set the ball ready for play, and the clock's running that whole time too. And it's either 25 or 40. But that's, like I said, the clock's running while they're setting the ball, and then they wind that play clock.
You know, Brent, I didn't notice during the play, but Terrell Anderson's down here. They're looking at him. He's pretty gimpy and limping around. I don't know what happened.
He is standing on it, though. That's good. He's favoring that left leg. I see him sitting on the bench, but he was standing on it.
Okay, no surprise here. Coach Keel talking to his troops on the field. I see him saying, you know, hey, we just need 1 more first down, and we'll put this thing to bed. So trying to get some big blocks from his line.
All right, thank you, Pat. Cody LaFontaine, under center, puts a man in motion. He's going to pitch it out to Zawadzki. He's going to probe the side. He's breaking a couple of tackles, and he'll force it down to the
Gain of about
36.
3.
It's going to bring up a critical 3rd and 6.
That was the last time out for the South Kitsap Wolves. That's
Right. So if, go ahead, Pat.
I say interesting up there, if you saw that play Zawadzki ran, he was hit initially for about a 2-yard loss, kept the wheels rolling, and stayed in bounds was the big thing.
All right, thanks, Matt. I noticed that too as he was bouncing it out. He turned it up in. Now with 2:27 to go, South calls their last time out. It's 3rd down and 6. If CK gets stopped at the goal, at their line of scrimmage here, they can run the clock till about the 2-minute mark before they have to play, whether it be a punt or if they go for it. So if they punt, South is going to get the ball with 2 minutes, and that's an eternity in high school football.
Yeah, a lot of time, a lot of time.
As long as you're getting first downs, if you're
Real
stopping the
critical
clock.
play. Do you think the Cougars dare put this ball in the air?
No, because then if it's incomplete, you're giving it South 2:20. I say you dance with the date that brought you. Zawadzki,
I think they're going to sweep left side.
look at how open it is in that middle. They've got the offense is spread. He fakes the throw, and then probably the worst thing that could happen is Zawadzki gets caught in a drop for loss. It was a draw play. We haven't seen that all night. Pat's hustling over to the South Kitsap sideline, and now at losing so many yardage, you're forcing yourself into a punting situation.
Yep.
So we watch that back judge and wait to see him raise that hand. That's when you're at your play clock.
Christian Miller, who is can be a very good punter. They could really use a good punt from Christian right now.
All right, there's the hand up. And timeout by Coach Keel. 1:46 to go. Cougars calling their first timeout, leading by 7, 21-14. Again, I'm Brent Woolard, joined in the booth by Norm Johnson, down on the field by Pat Duncan. You're watching West Sound TV Presents High School Football Game of the Week, live on KitsapSun.com, and this is made possible by Peninsula Auto Group.
You know, we thought they were going to get the ball back with about 2 minutes left, but they were able to bleed another almost 15 seconds under that 2-minute mark. This play is going to take, who knows, maybe another 6 seconds off that clock.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be very interesting, but they don't have any timeouts left, so that's going to be critical. But one thing that we haven't seen much is that pass rush from CK today.
Go ahead, Pat.
Wind is in South Kitsap's favor. It's going right into the face of the Cougars, and it's coming pretty good.
Good point.
Tough place to punt.
Kick is away. It's a short kick to the, well, it takes a Cougar bounce and it'll trickle up past midfield.
Don't touch it. Wait for him to blow it dead.
Yeah, I don't know why. All right, it's 1st and 10 to go for the Wolves on their own 48-yard line, trailing by 7 with 1:34 in the ball game.
You know, that wasn't a very good punt when it left his foot, but I saw it get held up, like Pat said. He's down there on the field. There is definitely a wind, if you're looking at this at home, coming from right to left. So Christian Miller was punting right into that wind, and I could see it get held up from up here.
Pat, how's that missed? Is it getting you wet?
It actually looks a lot worse up there than it is down here. I'm feeling fine, but it does make the ball extremely slick.
All right, thank you, Pat. Gascoigne alone in the backfield. It's a throw to Broom, and he's going to get stopped for a 2-yard gain. That's what you can't have, because then the clock runs. 1:20.
Nope, that didn't work real well.
Gascoigne was alone in the backfield.
Awful lot riding on this last drive for both squads.
Now Gascoigne with a blocker, going for the outside, and he's pushed out of bounds right at the marker. I'm not sure yet if it's a first down or not. Go ahead, Pat.
Hey, just one thing. Let's say if South Kitsap's able to put this thing in the end zone, they will still need an extra point. They have not attempted a kick all night long. Maybe we can bring Norm down to put one through for them.
Suit up, Norm. They need you.
Another sweep to the short side of that field.
The good side of that, and he gets no gain, so maybe a yard. Now it's going to be a 4th down. The good thing, though, Norm, I was thinking about running that short side of the field. If you get 3 or 4 yards of pop, you're running out of bounds. You're stopping the clock.
Right. Oh, yeah, no doubt. That's probably why they're running over there.
He came up a little bit lame at the end of that play. Looks like he may have rolled an ankle or something.
Gascoigne.
Yes, sir.
Can't afford that. 59 seconds here, and they need 2 yards on 4th down.
They've got to be more concerned about that first down than anything else right now, getting out of bounds or anything.
And if they do get the first down, it'll stop the clock. The crowd.
And you watch Marshad. He's going to keep pumping those legs.
Hand off to the big back up the middle. He will have the first down. And definitely enough for the first down, about a yard past what he needed. They'll temporarily stop the clock at 53 seconds.
First down.
Coming down to the wire, Norm, just the way we drew it up. And they wind the clock, 50 seconds. Gascoigne back in the game. They're looking to throw the ball. He's got a man on the edge. He catches it
Nice
for
play.
6 yards to number 8, Tom Simpson.
Second down for the Wolves.
Pitch and catch. Very simple.
43 seconds. Spencer, can we get a quick shot of the light so maybe the fans at home could see this mist we're talking about? Thank you. Back to play here. Gascoigne, halfback, all alone in the backfield. Makes me think the Wolves are going to try something sneaky here, maybe a pass play. And they are. Pressure coming. Watley evading, and they run out of bounds. No gain. Stops the clock at 37.
Well, Southscott, he was almost caught in the backfield, which would have been a disaster with that clock running. I don't know if they stop it on a, like they do in the pros on a
Negative
sack,
game.
but he was able to evade and get out of bounds. That was a big play. You know, another thing riding on this drive is Coach Sheets. Have you ever know about his hair?
No. Oh, yes, that's right. He has it. He's going to cut it if they win, right?
Yep.
Gascoigne working for the edge is held up, and it's going to, and he's stopped in bounds.
That is going
Clock
to be
running.
killer.
And it's also going to bring up a 4th and short.
They got to get.
Uh-oh. Flag flies. Pat, what's the flag? I think it's going to be.
It's going to be on CK. Oh no, it is on South.
Wow.
It looked to me like they had a big dog pile. South was trying to get up. Maybe he gave a little kick with the leg on the way up, but I thought maybe a delay on Central because they were holding him down.
It's going to be a personal. It's going to be awfully hard. They're waving it off.
Well, then that would run the clock.
4th down for the Wolves.
I think that's what Coach Keel is yelling, Norm.
Because how can that?
And here comes, we watch.
They're South's in a tough spot right here.
Steve Green, he's trying to work it out.
Refs are telling him to put the clock back to 23 seconds.
For what?
And now they're going to run it at 23. There it is right now, 23 on the clock, and they're going to roll it.
Interesting. Boo Birds are out here in Silverdale. 4th down and short. Watley is going to pass the ball. It's incomplete, and there's a person. Oh my goodness! They're going to call pass interference.
I think that might be a good call. I'm standing right here. His left arm, number 10, reached right around. Tough to end it like that there, but.
Sweeterman.
Cougars need to keep their heads here, or they'll add another 15. And that's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
From the line of scrimmage, correct?
Yes.
Here in high school. So that's going to bring them down to the 18-yard line.
16 seconds to go. Down to, well, they're going to spot them at the 19.
First down
Wow.
for the Wolves.
Wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
Gascoigne.
You know, again, we still haven't seen much pass rush from CK.
Broom in the backfield. Another pass play. Pressure. Nearly thrown into the arms of number.
Oh, they are going to flag him for, that might just about end it. They're flagging him for
intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding, which I think is going to run another 10 seconds off.
Joshua Hoare, H-O-A-R-E, Hoare.
Hoare, yeah. Nice play. That's too bad for South. Wiley tried to throw that left-handed, but there was nobody there.
Got to do what you got to do, right? And it looks like, I don't know, are they doing a 10-second?
I don't know what the rule is
I don't
here.
think that's high school rules.
It's a loss of down. And 10 yards, I believe.
So the clock stops. I think it's Hail Mary time here. It's at the 31, 12 seconds ago. You could get a playoff, but you'd have to get out of bounds. 2nd and 10, single back in the backfield. Gascoigne, Watley takes the snap, drops back, and he's going down. That should do it, folks.
They're going to try to stop the clock.
3, 2, 1. Game over. Cougars take 2nd place in the Narrows League and will host a playoff game next week.
Wow, what a game. Came right down to the wire.
Great ending. Pat, you think you could grab Coach Keel?
I wonder what happened on that Ole game, or Olympia game.
Not sure, but Pat will get Coach Keel for an interview. So Norm, how was your first foray into the booth for high school football?
This is an exciting, good game. It was nice to have a good, hard-fought game. These two teams came out here, played very hard. There was a lot of heart, and it's too bad that one of those teams had to lose.
All right, Coach Keel is going to shake the hand of first-year coach Eric Kenton, and then dial him up for an interview. Here he comes right here. So, Spencer, if you can get Coach.
Real quick, Coach Keel, tell me what this win means for your program.
Well, it means we've beat South Kitsap, and that's always our goal whenever we have them on the schedule, and we get to host a home game. So, we can get guys healthy and come back, have our fans here to support us, and keep the season moving.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good job.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, Pat. Well, folks, once again, you're watching West Sound TV Presents High School Football Game of the Week live on KitsapSun.com, and it's all made possible by your friends at Peninsula Auto Group. Make sure you stop in there, say hi, and tell them you appreciate their coverage of local high school sports on the Kitsap Sun. I'm Brett Woolard for Pat Duncan, Norm Johnson, Doc Park, Kenny Campagna, and Spencer Anderson saying, well, down to Pat real quick.
Real quick, I got someone down here that wants to tell us how about the game. Brianna, how was it?
It was good.
All right, Pat Duncan interviewing my daughter Brianna, the cheerleader. All right, for everybody else here at West Sound TV, Kitsap Sun, that's all the group. I'm Brett Woolard saying thank you. We will see you soon.